cracking? What's cracking? Top of the morning. Top of the morning. What y'all on? What y'all on? Whatever you on, try to smile today. Try to smile today. Try to smile today, man. Put a smile on your face. Try to smile today, man. Put a smile on your face. Put a smile on your face, man. Tapping in with y'all real quick. I missed it. I missed it yesterday, man. I had to run around and go get this loot. And I'm about to go do some more running around actually when I get off here with y'all. But yeah, I had to go run around and get this loot yesterday, man. So I missed it. And then I was about to tap in with y'all when I got back. I was about to tap in with y'all when I got back, but I didn't get a chance to. Salute, Goddess Tamara. She on her way to the Supreme Court Library. That's right. That's right. Got to get that info. Got to get that info. Got to get that info. Got to get the information that they hiding from us. So yeah, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Grand Rising. Miss Red, salute, salute. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Hold on, let me share this out real quick. What y'all on this morning though? What y'all on this morning? Y'all getting to it already? Tamara say she getting to it already. What you see is what you get. So look, let's get into it. What you see, Sierra Brown, salute. Sierra Brown, salute. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Whether you listening, watching, you feel me, catch a replay, whatever. I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. But yeah, so look, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Yeah, I forgot that. Smack that like button. Smack that like button on the way in. Smack that subscribe button. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Okay, so what you see is what you get. Typically, typically, it's hard to really get away from like who you are as an individual. It's hard to get away from like who you naturally, genuinely are as an individual. You know, a lot of times we tend to like growing as like youth into adults. We tend to we tend to mirror and reenact a lot of things that we see, and we could start like embodying that shit because we see it so much. We seeing it be reenacted so much, and then we'll start embodying the things that we see, and it'll start to be us. So when when dealing when dealing with individuals, we gotta always be mindful that what we're seeing is probably what we're gonna get in the long run from individuals. What we see it is what we're gonna get in the long run. We always got these hopes that things may change. Like, nah, like it could change. And sometimes things can. But things can only change when the effort is put into the change. Things can only change when the effort is put into the change. That's the only time things can change. Things just don't change. You just can't keep doing the same thing and expect things to change. What they say, doing the same thing and expect doing repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. That's insanity. That's insanity. So it's the same thing works when you dealing with people. The same thing works when you in a relationship with somebody. Like what you see is what you gonna get. So if you see people that you in dealings with consistently consistently showing you the same shit over and over and over and over with no regard, that's probably what you're gonna get the whole time. And we got to start taking heed to these kind of signs. Take heed to every sign that you see in a person. Write that shit down. Write that shit down. And you can eliminate being drug in the mud. Take heed and write down to everything that you see in people that is not conducive to your growth. Write it down. Keep a mental note of it, and don't let it go unnoticed. Don't let it go unnoticed. Because day in and day out, I'm telling you, day in and day out, it never fails. Watch. Let me give you an example. If I'm if I'm right, let me see. If if I if I meet someone, right, and our conversation starts off on bullshit, nothing like really like intellectual, and then it continues in that direction. 9 times out of 10, um, either both individuals like to engage in that conversation, or one individual like to engage in that conversation, and the other individual um, still got some bitch assness in them, and they still engage in the conversation even though they don't want to, just to a lot of times like please other people, or better yet, they don't engage in the conversation with their authentic self. You got to always engage in conversations with people like with your authentic self. Like, if you having like a extensive conversation with somebody, you always want to engage with your authentic self, so people can always know how you coming. because when you don't engage with your authentic self, a lot of times people can feel like you feel just like they feel, and you may not feel just like they feel. You may have a whole different perspective on it. You may have a whole different gauge on what's going on and what you think the outcome could be. But you'll never know that, and they'll never know that if you engage in a way that's pleasing to other people. We can't engage with people that's in a way that's pleasing to them. We got to engage with people in a way that's pleasing to us. It's kind of like dumbing down. It's basically like dumbing down yourself to please other people. And I know they say like you want to meet people where they at, which is true. You do want to meet people where they at, but you want to meet people where they at with the intentions of elevation. You want to meet people where they at with the intentions of elevation. And there's no way that you can elevate when you're trying to please the mind of another person by making your making your conversation in alignment with theirs when you have a whole different perspective in your head. You feel me? That happens a lot. That happens a lot. I've done it growing up. It's just shit that you gotta. It's just certain shit like that that you gotta realize. Like you don't never want to make your, you don't never want to cancel out your perspective in your mind and 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 conversate with somebody to please their mind or to please their perspective or their thoughts or their ego. You always want to give like what you think about it, whether what you disagree with, the points you disagree with or agree with. And then y'all politic on it and grow from there. But anytime when we conversing with people and we're not speaking in our authentic self and really giving our perspective on whatever the topic is, we allow people to further their thought like we think the same. You think the same, and you don't never want nobody to. You never want people to assume that y'all think the same because nobody thinks the same. People might have perspectives that may be in alignment, but nobody thinks the same, and people can start developing that. They'll develop that thought process when you don't challenge. When you don't challenge, they'll develop that thought process when you don't challenge. So you always want to be mindful of that. Always voice your thoughts. Always challenge. Hold on, real quick. Yo, hold up. Yo, just kicking it. Salute. Hey, salute to everybody that's popping in, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Smack that like button for a young God one time. Smack that like button for a young God one time. But yeah, nah, yeah, you always want to do that. So and a lot of times it can be challenging, especially in like places like the workspace. the workspace, the workspace. You all you even want to do it there. You even want to do it there, but there it's more so like how you do it, because people will come up to you at when you work in a job and they'll say so much, so just so much like, and I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. People, when you work in a job, man, I was working a job, damn near all the jobs I ever worked. People will come up to you and they just say the most randomest, crazy stuff to try to. It seemed like they trying to relate to you. Smooth, what's poppin'? Salute. Just kicking the TV. Salute. You almost just crashed on La Brea. Oh, man, you better pay attention, man. You got to catch the audio, fam. You got to catch the audio, man. You got to catch the audio. You almost just crashed on La Brea. And I know it's traffic on La Brea right now. It's traffic. What time is it? It's 10:34. It's probably traffic on La Brea right now. It's probably for sure traffic on La Brea right now. Especially depending on what part of La Brea you on. But yeah, not. But yeah, when because like I'm gonna tell you, like just personally, growing up, like in your younger days, we find ourselves conversing with people, and it's just like, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like communicating with people like that, and then when we give our perspective, it's never challenging, even though we can have a challenging perspective in our head, but to you know maybe keep peace or save face, or whatever the situation, it may be somebody who can help you, or who's been helping you or doing something for you. So you don't want to challenge their thoughts, because you don't want to challenge their thoughts because you don't want them to feel away, or you don't want them not to help you anymore. And that kind of shit is fucked up. Same thing with the workplace. It's like they make you feel like you can't challenge in a respectful way, though, because it's it ain't what you say, really, is how you say it. But yeah, they make you feel like um you can't challenge you can't challenge a perspective, you can't challenge a a thought, or you can't respond to things that are being said to you in like a slick way, because they do that a lot. They do that a lot on jobs. They do that a lot on jobs. People with these titles, and like they really feel like these titles mean something. If you really like get to the nitty gritty, a lot of these people with these titles don't even know how to do their job to the full degree. They don't even know how to do their job to the full degree. They be capping a lot of times. It just be they just they present themselves a certain way, but meantime, like a lot of times, like you can really be more knowledgeable on what's going on. You can be more knowledgeable on what's going on than they are. Goody, salute. Yeah, you can be more knowledgeable on what's going on than they are. A lot of times, like I seen it happen a lot. They just be acting, and if you really pay attention, like the people who get the titles, I know people be trying to bash Kwame, and with the get what's that shit called? Go along to get along. But like that shit that's real. That's really real. That's really real. That's really real. Because then be the people who get the positions. If you somebody that's gonna speak up for yourself, you're not getting you're not getting uh you're not getting promoted. You're not getting promoted. And see, the fucked up part is that is like that plays a part in that shit like that. That creates like, and that's why I say like bitch assness. Like it could apply in many degrees, but also like shit like the job situation and shit like that kind of shit is like been instilled into us. Because if you don't work, how you gonna pay your? How you feel me? How you gonna pay your stuff? So like we've always been grown to be in fear of that kind of shit. And then the fucked up part is like jobs they'll start applying pressure, doing shit to, throwing more on your workload, sending people at you, just all kinds of shit, just trying to get you to break, trying to get you to quit, trying to get you to have a have an outburst so they can be like, man, this nigga was tripping. This nigga was tripping. We had to let him go. They try to do when they see that you a stand up person, they try to do all kinds of things that come at you. The ugly truth, peace, God, salute. When they see that you a stand up person and speak up for yourself, they try to do all kinds of things to break you down and tarnish you. So that's the kind of shit we got to be like mindful of. But if for sure, like coworkers, you can't let them slide on nothing. You can't let your coworkers slide on nothing because they gonna think it's cool. They gonna think it's cool. You let a coworker slide on something, saying something, doing something slick. It's good. Yeah, it's gonna be all bad. It's just like anywhere else. It's just like anywhere else. We gotta have that mentality in every space that we walk into. Like, okay, whatever's being said, like I'm gonna address it. You feel me? Respectfully, and just to let people know, or whoever the individual is know, like, hey, look, we not doing that. It's not that type of party. I'm not one of these other dudes. Like, I don't know you. I came in here to you feel me? You gotta let people know, like, you don't know them. You came in there to work. You came in there to work. You came in there to get your bread. You came in there to get paid. But yeah, like that's like some of that's the bitch assness like we want to work on too, because it ain't nothing wrong with speaking up for yourself. It ain't nothing wrong with speaking up for yourself. And what you do is because see, here's the thing, they document everything. So like you gotta document this shit too. You gotta document the shit too. Because they be looking forward to building shit up against they be looking forward to building it up against you. Like, okay, we about to get them up out of here. They building up complaints, he say, she say, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, no, that's something exactly. We don't have to be friends to communicate effectual. Exactly. We don't have to be friends to communicate, man. It's just, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. And a lot of times, like just not be just not being able to. And what's fucked up is like not being able to communicate is kind of like it been instilled into us, being that a lot of parents, not all, but a lot of parents, it's always that, the do as I say, not as I do, and you can't question nothing. So that plays a part in children and developing not so not so eloquent way of communicating. And then we just end up communicating like what we see outside, which brings ineffective communication, for real. We end up communicating like what we see outside, and that brings ineffective communication. Exactly. It's a two-way system of communication. Two-way system. Two-way system. So yeah, we can be more mindful of that, like communication is like that's the best that's the best things. And a lot of times we recognize that some people don't want to communicate or don't know how to communicate. So when you recognize that, in my in my opinion, when you recognize if it's somebody that you don't have to have ties with, then you could just cut. It's best to just cut ties with them because it's like why keep trying to build something with somebody who shows that they don't want to communicate, or don't know how to communicate, but have no kind of interest in trying to learn. It's like you you wasting your time. It's like beating on a boulder with your bare hand, and you beating on a boulder as big as a house. You ain't doing nothing but messing up your knuckles. You ain't doing nothing but messing up your knuckles. Exactly. Exactly. That leads to more dictatorship, speaker and listener, because there's no communication level there. There's no communication level there. Dictatorship. I think there is a difference in communication, one of instruction and the other of teaching. Yep, I agree with that. I agree with that. So yeah, let's try to, let's take that with us. Re- and also, reinforce these skills to the reinforce these skills to the youth. Reinforce these skills to the youth. But yeah, though, smack that like button if you haven't smacked the like button, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. Um, hold on real quick. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody coming through. I was just coming through real quick for y'all, man. I gotta, like I said earlier in the beginning, I gotta go. I gotta go run around real quick for a little bit and go get this bread, man. Gotta run around a little bit and go get this bread, man. Salute to everybody that came through though, man. I just wanted to come through and drop something on the flow. I missed yesterday. I missed yesterday because I was running around, and I'm about to go do some more running around. But I wanted to come tap in with y'all real quick. I couldn't go 2 days. I wasn't about to go 2 days. But yeah, salute. Hold up real quick. Salute to everybody that came through. Salute to the chat. Salute to the subscribers. I know my yeah, I know. I know. I'm gonna do an open panel though. I'm gonna do an open panel. I'm just on the run right now. I'm on the run right now. Gotta go run it in real quick. But nah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. But yeah, challenge, challenge what people saying. Challenge what people saying. Don't just let people say anything to you because people feel like when they can say anything to you, then you know they can see some bitch assness. They can see some bitch assness, and you don't want people to. It's like they smell blood. They smell blood. They smell blood. So you don't want, and then they just gonna keep coming some more, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You got to stand on that square. So yeah, what you see is what you get. So if you see it, you got to handle it like you seen it. Don't handle it like you didn't see it because you seen it. What you see is what you get. So you got to go at it hand on, man. Stand on that square. Stand on what you say and only say what you can stand on. Smack that like button, smack that subscribe button, put that notification bell on all. Salute to everybody that came through. Peace, peace, peace and love.